You have tuned into A Family Affair, your local sports and news talk show on C2C Indie Radio with your hosts, Naquan and Darnell. Let's talk sports.
All right, welcome back. This is Family Affair. I'm Naquan, and we got
Darnell here. We here. Vikings lost. You ain't gotta tell us. We watched the game too.
We know. Welcome back, man. It's been. We had the holiday break. Welcome back in, everyone. What's going on with you, my man?
I mean, just getting through the week again. Got to pick it back up, getting towards the end. Everything's starting to drag.
Yeah,
got to hear people talking about Michigan all week.
Yes. Well, you brought it up. I wasn't gonna say nothing. I know y'all see the big bottle here. That's a reward for me. We bet on the Michigan-Ohio State game, and
ain't won there in 8
the
years.
Big Blue.
Now you got to poke
the
his
Big
chest
Blue.
out.
We back, baby. We going to the
Now when y'all
playoffs.
lose to Iowa. I don't want to hear nothing.
The crazy thing is, bro,
Y'all got a letdown.
I have a feeling that's what's gonna happen. But we should be able to beat them, and we should be in the playoff. And, anything goes there.
Just for the record, y'all not winning the playoff.
I know. I haven't been excited for Michigan in years, man. You don't know. You don't understand.
It'll stop when y'all got to play Bama or Georgia.
Yeah, that's gonna be a slaughter. But our defense is nice though.
Yeah,
our defense balled. I was like. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I'll be completely honest with the public right now. I haven't watched the Michigan game in years. The only game I watch is Ohio State. That's the only game I watch every year because honestly, what did I tell you? If we can't beat Ohio State, they don't deserve my viewership. And so we finally.
So what's worse for you? Is Michigan losing Ohio State or Duke losing North Carolina?
It's definitely it's got to be the Michigan Ohio State because at least with the Duke North Carolina one we play them twice a year, and it's a back and forth thing. Like you said, we lost 8 straight. Like and it hurts every time. It hurts every time.
You're looking like a sad puppy when they lose.
The whole day. Oh, it's awful. It is awful in my crib when we lose. But little update on the boys. They didn't have a game or anything this weekend. The last time we talked though, Anj had a game against they have the league is they do NBA teams, so they played the Boston Celtics. You know what? Anj's game that was he didn't score. They came back and won though. They were down early like 12-2. And they came back and won like 30-20. And he didn't score, but he had a ton of assists, and the game swung when he started playing defense on the 2 scorers on the other team. For the first quarter,
shout out to Ange, player. I see you
doing the little things though, because you know kids this age, all they want to do is score.
That ball ain't going to hold. They ain't want to
play.
Yeah,
that's all. But he played excellent defense and set all his scorers up, even though his shot wasn't falling. So shout out to Ange and Kyrie. He's doing well with boxing. He doesn't like it very much, but
he got hit yet?
No. It's just training for right now. But you can see the improvements he's having already. Like I told you last week, he went to Uncle D crib and you could see the form come together. I was like, oh, okay. And then they got
you laying on the couch. That form gonna hit you right.
Nah, for real. But even the little thing like he struggled with how boxers they jump rope.
His coordination probably off.
Yeah, and he struggled with, but he asked his coach if he could take one of the ropes home over the weekend and practice while he was away. And
well, so at least he got to work ethic because he sees something he's not good at. You want to work on it.
And that's the crazy thing with Kyrie because Kyrie, if he doesn't like something or if he doesn't feel like he's the best. He usually gets down on himself. So for him to, get the rope and actually put the work in, because he did. He would go down to the basement and he would do his thing down there. And, I let him, I didn't go down there and watch him. I let him, just do his own thing. And as I pick him up to go to leave boxing this past week, man, you could see the improvement. Like, he was really quick towing it and all. I'm just like, it's for him to not want to box to begin with and then never have done this before. The way he's picking up, I'm very impressed with.
Making strides. I see you, Kai.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the boys. But now we got to get into some NFL news because that's what we do over here at Family Affair, and boy, do we got stuff to talk about. I want to start with the Rams. They
Hate
lost.
to say I told you so.
3 in a yeah.
Hate to say I told you so.
Okay, so as you guys know, Darnell has been skeptical. We'll call skeptical. Is that fair?
Honest. I've been honest.
All right.
Listen, I said it. Von Miller was kind of washed. He had too many injuries. And then Odell, you add in a finesse player to a finesse team. They not physical at all. So if you notice in all their losses, they get pushed around and it get ugly quick.
Yeah.
So
I think they're missing Robert Woods. I think because
they don't got a big body receiver no more.
Like you said, they're a finesse team, and he was the one physical athlete on that team that really do the dirty work. Well, obviously besides Aaron Donald, but he on offense, he really do the dirty work. He's a blocking receiver, but he, obviously he make big plays too.
And it kind of exposed the Jefferson kid. Like, he had the one big catch last week, but he had a couple of drops. I'm just like, bro.
But it's not even all the offense though, because the defense has been giving up points.
Man, I said something about the defense a while ago too.
Yeah,
that defense.
Yeah,
I didn't know it was that. They 22nd.
Yeah, it's there. I don't know what. So my question to you is there something they can change? Is there any adjustments that could be made for them to fight back? They dropped, what is that, 3 in a row?
3. I think 3 of the last 4. Yeah. I'm just like, you can't. I don't.
Because I was high on the Rams. I had them as Super Bowl contenders, and I'm not gonna dismiss. I'm gonna give them a chance to make adjustments because this is their first adversity in the season. So I'm gonna give them a chance to make adjustments. So I'm not gonna cast them off just yet. But out of the NFC teams, they went from, I had them 1 and 2 with the Cowboys, and we're going to talk about the Cowboys later because they dropped for my top contenders list too. But yeah, they're lower now. They're closer to the 5.
We called that Dallas one too. We said the defense.
Yeah, well, it's not even just the defense with them. It's the
I think Dak gonna be different once he get Amari Cooper back tonight. So I think he'll look. I don't think he's gonna look like Pat Mahomes or that. Well, I don't think he's gonna look like Aaron Rodgers. I can't really say Pat Mahomes because he ain't really look like himself this year. But he's not gonna look at like great, but he's gonna look better with Amari Cooper back.
Okay, well, like I said, we'll get into the Cowboys, but back to the Rams. Yeah, but back to the Rams. What adjustments can they make?
They need to run the ball too, because I don't know if we talked about this on the show or I think we did, because I was like, the difference between the top teams is the teams that could run the ball. I was like, all right, Arizona can run it, Dallas can run it, Tampa can run it. Like, they can throw it all over, but those are going to be the 3 teams that, like, come playoff time, the game changes. Like, later in the year, you got to run the ball, play defense. You could still throw the ball around, but it's going to come down to, like, okay.
The run game has to open up the pass game.
And not only that, like, say you playing Brady. You got to be able to run the ball to keep him off the field. You don't want Brady on the field all the time.
Right. Because
then you put your defense in a disadvantage. So that's not exactly the smartest thing. So I thought that's what was going to separate those 3 teams from everybody else. But I feel like Dallas, they just got away from it. If you look at their record, when they win, it's even or slightly more. Like, it's 51-49 or it's almost 50-50. But when they lose, it's when they throwing it everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere. Yeah. So yeah, I don't really know. My thing with the Rams is I feel like if they got to get back to their identity, because when they started off the year, they weren't just a pass offense. It was they were using the run game to set up the play action, set up the pass, set up the deep shot, and now it's just they've gone away from what I've seen. I've watched last week's game, and it was just drop back.
Yeah, I think they buying into the Stafford hype. It's just like the same things y'all was doing with Goff. Y'all could still do those. He's just gonna enhance them. Like y'all didn't have to change that much of what y'all was doing. So if you run the ball and play action off of it, it's gonna open stuff up. Like you're gonna get Kupp, you're gonna get Beckham, you're gonna get the Jefferson kid, you're gonna get Higbee, who I think is gonna be even more important.
He's slept on.
He's really good, but he's very important down the stretch. So he's basically taking Woods' place because he's gonna be the big body receiver threat. So
Yeah.
we gotta see what happens with that. But other than that, at the top of the NFC, I'm hoping Kyler come back this week because I want to see how they look.
Because that's honestly,
I think they're gonna win the NFC.
That's my number one contender now, because with
I tried
Kyler.
to tell you.
No, I was
Go
high.
back another show.
No, I was high on the Cardinals.
You said it
I
was
had to
jumbo.
see it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then because I know what you're talking about, and when we had that conversation, Kyler had just got hurt. So I was like, well, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't expect much from Colt McCoy. And seeing these games without Kyler Murray is like,
You see, they got a team.
they can win without. I'm not saying, they're going to win the Super Bowl without him, but he's coming back.
By
You know
no
what
means they don't got
Yeah,
Kyler.
yeah.
They not.
But that's
doing
what I'm
nothing.
saying. He's coming back. They can win without him. They have multiple ways to win. Like, I have to put them, because I'm damn sure not putting Green Bay, because we just beat them.
I'm not gonna hold you.
They are good though. I'm not gonna lie, but I've seen Aaron in the
I think Rodgers
playoffs.
MVP right now.
Yeah,
As bad as
I
it
hate
hurts
to
me,
give it to him, but yeah.
he balling. But
Not to mention you got the off field stuff, and he just still walked. Because I think last week he didn't practice at all, and he just walked in and like it was nothing, and came out with the victory. So it kills me to do it, but the Packers is a solid team. But Rodgers folded in the playoffs, so
yeah, I was just gonna say like who they losing to in the championship game, but I ain't want to take it there yet.
Yeah. So who else you got up there in the NFC?
It's them three. It's Tampa, Arizona. I won't even want to say them three because Green Bay. I almost said Dallas. Green Bay, Arizona, Tampa. On a given day,
I'm putting Arizona at number 1, Green Bay and Tampa, depending. But that's the thing about. Well, before I get into that, give me your AFC. Who you got at the top of the AFC?
I finished the NFC first.
You just said the Packer. You just gave me
All
your
right,
top.
it's them three. I feel like Arizona is slightly above both of those, even though come playoff time, Tom Brady, you don't know who to go with. But okay, we'll jump to the AFC. You kind of called this one, but I'm not locked in on it because you was talking about the Ravens a while ago. You told me the Bills. I'm done with the Bills. You called it out, and I'm gonna give you your props on that one. But I'm not sold on the Ravens either.
That's the thing with the AFC. I'm not sold with anybody in the
throw the
AFC.
whole AFC away.
Like anybody could. They're talking about the Patriots this week, and who's on a 6-game win streak. So it's like, literally every team in the AFC, their flaw. Because I feel like that this applies to the NFC too. Every team has a flaw, but the flaws in the AFC are so big. Like it impacts winning, and there's so much parity on that side because you got. I think you said Baltimore is leading the division.
They got the 1 seed right now in the whole AFC.
Coming off a game where Lamar Jackson just shot 4
Should have
picks.
lost.
Yeah, he should have lost a couple of his last few games. And then who's in the we brought up Kansas City their Achilles heel.
They don't move up because they only a game out of the first seed. 'Cause at the top it goes Baltimore, New England, Tennessee, KC. It's 8-3, 8-4, 8-4, 7-4.
And there's a flaw.
And then there's a bunch of 7-4, 6-5
But I'm not gonna lie. I watched the Patriots play. It does look like those older
2000, them early,
them early, and it's working. Like I'm hesitant. I'm not gonna lie. I'm hesitant to put them number one, but they're the only team. They're the best balanced team out of all those teams because like I said, you can say they're limited offensively, but if you look at this 6-game winning streak, they're damn near putting up 30 points a game. Like they're scoring. So
I mean, I feel like you gotta have a little asterisk with the offense that they did drop 50 on the Jets. So that boosted a little bit.
That's absolutely fair. That's absolutely fair.
But the way they run the ball and the way they get turnovers is crazy. Like I was watching the Tennessee game last week. I forgot the backups. Some guy from Tennessee, I think his last name was Harris or something. He's about to break away like a 60-yard run. J.C. Jackson come out of nowhere and strip. I'm just like, okay, this different.
They make plays, yeah.
Like and they're gonna tie the game or take the lead on that. And I'm just like, they get way too many turnovers. Like, if you make a mistake against them, like they're gonna put you in bad situations all the time.
Yeah, no, they have been impressed because I didn't expect much from Matt Jones, but I thought he was going to be making mistakes. I thought he was going to be making rookie mistakes and holding them back. But
come out of nowhere and strip
he gets the job done. His numbers are not impressive. I'm not calling him, baby Brady or anything, but he gets the
wild called baby goat.
Yeah. But he gets the job done. You can't really.
And that's what you got to do as a quarterback. As long as you win, and the other stuff gonna come.
And that's literally what Brady did his first few years as a starter.
But everybody forget that they go straight to the goat part.
Well, because that's my thing with Brady though. That's what makes him the GOAT. Because yes, he was limited as a thrower early on, but he always led that drive to put them in position to win the game. Whenever it came down to crunch time, he made enough throws to either score a touchdown or put him in position to kick that Adam Vinatieri field goal. Like, you don't, like, for example, we just talked about Rodgers having his struggles in the playoffs. Like, Brady, it's literally, when you get that title of, oh, you left too much time on the clock, like, that says it all. Like, and he was doing that. His first year as a starter.
Did you ever hear the sound of the actual Super Bowl?
The first one?
Yeah, when they was playing the Rams, Charlie Weiss was off in the corner. He was like, "Yeah, let the kid go. I'm just like, oh, they had faith in him like
really?
Early.
No,
man.
I've never heard
Charlie
that.
Weiss
Really?
was off in the corner. The kid got it. The kid got it. Let the kid go. Okay.
Because a lot of people forget that
I've
never heard that. Kept Drew Bledsoe from getting his job back. Because a lot of people forget because nobody heard of Tom Brady before he stepped in there. Like, and for him to take over for Drew Bledsoe.
What's scary is there's so many things that could have ruined Brady being Brady. Because you got the tuck game when they came back in Oakland. Mm-hmm. Everybody forget the championship game. He got knocked out of that game against Pittsburgh. Bledsoe got them through the championship game.
No, I remember that. I do remember that.
And then that will trigger the controversy about who you going to start in the Super Bowl. But I'm just like, I would have went back to Brady too because he got him most of the way.
You got him there.
But then for you to go out and play like that and your first Super Bowl, like, that's crazy. Like, okay, I consider Brady the greatest quarterback, but I also think, like, a lot of credit got to go to Belichick, too, because, like, once he got his guy, not to bash on Cam, but Cam never fit that system. They had to change their offense for him and all these other things.
I don't know that they changed the offense. It's just Cam just isn't.
Well, they added stuff to the offense to accommodate Cam because they didn't have Brady couldn't run the ball like that.
No. So they added that, that run dimension, but I feel like that wasn't. I don't think that was because of. Well, obviously it's because of Cam, but I look at that as a positive. Because they're a run. They're a run-first team anyway.
Well, what messed...
What I look at it is, now we have a running quarterback. Now we can
do
the throwing part.
Yeah, so,
I know.
But I don't know. I just thought, because I thought last year, if he would have been all right, they'd have made the playoffs. They still won 7 games because Belichick put his quarterback in a position to win, regardless of how they playing. As long as they not turn the ball over or doing negative plays, they're gonna be fine because that defense always gonna be right. I think the whole time he been in New England, he only had like 1 or 2 defenses that weren't great.
Yeah.
So.
No, I'm with you on that. So, what do you think of the possibility of a New England Buccaneers Super Bowl?
If I'm Brady, I'm scared.
Really? I think he wants it.
All right, I wouldn't say scared.
I think they both want it.
I think they would too, but I just think you're going to give Belichick 2 weeks to prepare for somebody he saw every day in practice. He knows what you do well, what you don't do well. He know everything.
Yeah, but at the same time,
you saw they almost beat him in Foxborough.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like, so Brady wants to show everybody that he carried the dynasty. Because you know what it is. It's Belichick versus Brady.
But I always thought it was even. Like
me too. But
I always thought it was even.
But clearly, them two want to show who you know what I mean? I get the vibe that Belichick wants to show, it was me. I made him. And I feel like Brady wants to show, if it wasn't for me, this dynasty wouldn't. I saved him. Because a lot of people don't know, Belichick, when he got the Patriots job, he was fired from
Cleveland.
Yeah, he was fired from Cleveland. And he wasn't doing great in New England either.
In his defense in Cleveland, he never got a quarterback.
No, I mean, we know
you only can stop so many points.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying though. But even with Bledsoe in New England, he wasn't doing great either. He was struggling still even with Bledsoe. It was when Tom Brady.
It was only 2-3 games in.
Yeah, I know. But it could. All I'm saying is, both sides have an argument.
I hear it, but I just.
But I'm with you. It's equal.
Like, just
it's equal.
He won the Super Bowl. That just disqualifies Belichick and what he did. I was like, nah.
Because you see,
like I give Tom his flowers, but it wasn't all him.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, what you think about Kansas City? You think they got a chance to get out of the AFC?
Do you see their quarterback? Listen, man. You got Pat Mahomes. You have Pat Mahomes and Andy Reid. You have a chance every year, every single year. The year they won their Super Bowl, I remember that year, bro. All we talked about was their defense. How we were calling it historically bad. Their defense when they won the Super Bowl, and they came on at the end. I think I seen it on Fox Sports. Mike Vick, he was talking about Steve Spagnuolo's defense, who was the defensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs, and he said they have a history of starting slow and coming on.
The Giants used to do that.
Yep, I was just getting ready to bring that
everybody
up.
Forget he was with the Giants for all them years when they had all the front. It was Strahan, Justin Tuck, Ewing, all of them.
Man, that was a crazy defensive line.
Yeah, they should know they 41 on us in the championship game.
All right,
okay.
We don't got to bring that up.
All right. Who else in there? I think Tennessee is coming back down to earth.
Yeah. What are you kidding me?
After Henry got hurt, they went and thumped the Rams. But we said it on the air. I was like, I don't know. Because of the way they scored, they're like, you're not always gonna get.
I didn't believe in that.
A turnover right by your own end zone. So I'm just like,
you know what? That game, I think what played into that game was they rallied for Derrick Henry, and the Rams are folding. You said it yourself when they play good teams.
But I don't think Tennessee good. I think the Rams did something. They had bad turnovers that game, like bad.
I think Tennessee's defense is
the defense is good.
But that's what I'm saying. Listen, man, I'm trying to give you some credit here. You the one that told me Stafford struggles when pressure and good teams. They face Tennessee, you know what I mean? So I'm that Rams win wasn't really I wouldn't say it wasn't really anything.
Yeah,
I
back
just
when everybody thought the Rams was just everything.
But that's what I'm saying. You got to take it with a grain of salt now because, like I said, you got the rallying call, and then you got the Rams who led by Matt Stafford, and now we know, he might have a little Kirk Cousins in him.
Funny you said that because we talked off air, and I use that.
No,
exact
I know.
comparison.
No, listen, man. When I'm wrong, I give credit where credit was due. You look like you're right on the Rams, man.
Okay, I got one. I got 2 possibly 3. Yeah, I'm gonna go with 3 sleepers.
Let me hear 'em.
2 of them are in the playoffs as we speak. One is out, but I really feel like if they get in, they're gonna cause problems. Cincinnati, the Chargers, and the Colts. Start with Cincinnati.
I'm with you on Cincinnati and the Colts. The Chargers, I'm not really sold on, but Cincinnati is coming on strong. They have a good, not great, but good defense. I like that Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, but not only Jamar Chase, they got his name is slipping my mind right now.
They got 3. Because you only was about to name 2. You talking about the receivers?
Yeah.
It's Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Tyler Boyd.
Boyd is not. He's the tight end?
No.
Boyd is a receiver?
Those all receivers.
I like, Higgins. Higgins had him a game against Pittsburgh. But yeah, so I'm definitely, I will not sleep on Cincinnati. I like the Colts. I do. Carson Wentz, he's looking more comfortable. But,
a lot more comfortable.
But my thing is, they're a running team. Like we said, a running team. You set up the run. You set up the pass with the run, and the Colts do it perfectly.
But you want to know what
Taylor is crazy, man.
Right. But you want to know what's even scarier about that? The game last week when they played Tampa Bay.
They should have won that game.
Bro,
they should have won that game.
They had 5 turnovers, only lost by 7. You do that, you're getting blown out. That shows you how good they are.
They should have won that game. I watched that. I watched the end.
Messed up my parlay. But
no,
they was up 10 early. I was like, I think they was up 10 going into the half or close to the half. I'm just like, oh man.
The Colts look good. Carson, I worry with Carson though.
He's too
risky. I worry. I think he's gonna be their Achilles heel, and he's gonna have a bad turnover in the playoffs and cost them. But going forward, because I think with Frank Reich, I think Carson can grow from that. If he could fix the
turnovers, they especially how the AFC is now, they could get through the AFC.
Yeah, so even if they don't make any noise this year, I would be on the watch for the Colts because they're coming. They're definitely coming, and they got a young offensive line because they drafted that one kid. His name's slipping my mind, but their offensive line is coming along. Nelson, yes, and you got Taylor back there. If long as you continuing to grow Carson Wentz and you got him back with his coach that he started with, watch out for the Colts. I think they're coming.
Okay, and this is my side note, bold prediction, because we pretty much wrapped up AFC, NFC. Russell Wilson will be a Denver Bronco next year. Y'all heard it here first. I'm not revealing my sources.
No,
I ain't got no source. That's just my guess. He gonna be in Denver.
I hope I hope the Vikings. I know, but we need to make the trade. One thing I'm gonna say about before we go to commercial break.
Picks. We got picks.
Yeah. Sorry about that. But before we get to our, I want to. This year is probably the most matchup reliant year ever, because anybody can beat anybody. Mm-hmm. I feel like matchups.
Any given Sunday.
I feel like matchups is so key for the playoffs this year. For example, if Dallas Dallas could have a first round exit if they get a team that they can't run the ball on. They might be a first round exit. All the hype they had this year, and they could be a first round exit.
I mean, I said this earlier in the year, but you know what? I'm not gonna say it because last time I said this, they performed. So I'm not gonna say Cowboys gonna do Cowboys thing. I'm gonna be quiet.
But you have to be real about that. We had 25 years of seeing Cowboys doing Cowboys things. So that is a reality.
I know, but I feel like I'm piling on sometimes.
No. You're not, though, because prime example, these last few losses that they have is because they're not running the ball. I seen a stat earlier. It said, when they pass more than they run, they're losing the game like 64% of the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, run the ball, but that's Dallas doing Dallas things. You know what I'm saying? Because even the Kansas,
let us not do this.
Because my thing, even the Kansas City game, they lost 19. They were never really out of that game. They only lost 19-9.
And the defense played a lot better than I thought they were going to.
But they did not run the ball, and I don't understand that. You don't even lose. You don't lose a game because there's certain games where you have to stop running the ball because you're down so much. You know, if you get an early, if a team gets up on another team early in the second quarter, 2 possessions.
Right.
You can't sit here, or not 2 possessions, 3 possessions. You can't run the ball. You got to catch up. Dallas only lost 19-9, and they stopped running the ball. They have to run the ball. I don't understand it.
Yep. I agree, but let's get into these picks. What you got for us?
Okay, so we have.
Wait, we can start with the next game. Who you got?
Excuse me. I'm gonna take Dallas.
But by the skin of the ape.
And that's the sad part. So,
I mean, Saints got a good defense.
They have a good defense, but they're also on their third string quarterback. They're also missing Alvin Kamara.
But they get Michael Ingram. Ingram, the kid from Alabama. I forgot. I'm not Melvin Ingram. Mark Ingram. They get
Ingram back. Okay.
They're gonna pound Dallas. No. Yeah. They're gonna run the ball in Dallas. But listen, it's an outside joke. But they're gonna run the ball in Dallas. The game's gonna be low scoring. I promise you, Dallas not gonna be able to hear their snap count when they're in New Orleans tonight.
It's Taysom Hill, bro. If Dallas don't,
but he's a running threat too,
man.
They're gonna run the ball to keep it close. Watch.
They're on their third string quarterback. No Alvin Kamara. If Dallas lose this game,
I'm telling you,
they're no longer contenders
Dallas
to me.
don't got a good run defense.
They got Micah Parsons. He's in the running.
Not that good when you run at him.
Yeah, I know. If you stand him up, But I'm not giving Dallas no excuses. I'm sorry.
I think they're gonna pull Cowboy stuff and barely win the night.
If they lose tonight, that tells me a lot.
All you bettors take the Saints at the points.
You're going with the Saints.
No. I said take the Saints with the points, as in they're not gonna get blown out, but they ain't gonna win either.
Wow, I'm shocked.
Think about it. If they could give Brady problems, you don't think they could give Dak problems?
No, you know what? That's fair. So you're taking the Cowboys, but
I'm taking the Cowboys. I said bettors take the points with the Saints because Dallas not gonna cover. They gonna win, but they ain't gonna cover.
All right. What about Chargers Bengals? Who you got?
I got the Bengals.
I'm not gonna lie, I got the Bengals too. The Chargers, they're too wishy-washy for me. I don't know if I believe in the coach yet. I know I started.
That's fair enough.
I know I started really strong on him, but
they doing some of the stuff they did
lately they just
close games.
Yeah, so I haven't really been impressed with them. Ravens Steelers. Who you got?
I'm done with the Steelers.
Okay, I thought we were.
I was so pissed at what they did last week. I'm just like,
I'm not impressed with them at all.
I'm thinking they beat y'all in Pittsburgh already this year. I'm thinking, ain't no way y'all getting swept by the Bengals. First quarter in. Oh no! They might keep it. They might try and turn it into a dogfight because that's normally how Ravens Steelers goes. There's no chance they win.
Well, I'm looking for Lamar to have a bounce back game. He coming off a game. They won, but he shot 4 picks. And if you listen to the post game interview, he put it on his shoulders. He made no excuses, and I think he's looking for a bounce back game. So, I think they're gonna smoke the Steelers.
Okay, we 3 for 3. We agree on all 3 so far.
All right, Broncos Chiefs. Who you got?
Chiefs, and it wouldn't surprise me if it's a blowout. Just from the standpoint, I don't think Denver gonna be able to score like that, and Kansas City defense been playing better the last month and a half. Oh my goodness, you about to pick the Broncos?
I'm taking the Broncos. I'm not convinced with the Chiefs, bro. I'm not. Like, I think their defense is trash. Like they
realize it's in Kansas City.
I understand that, but their defense. A lot of people has been like, "Oh, their defense is good now." No, they have some asterisks around the wins that they have, and I'm not convinced with them. I'm gonna, and that's my upset of the week.
Okay, that's the split. That might decide, because what's the other game we got to pick? Because that might be the only one we disagree on. That might decide what happened.
Yeah, I think we because the last game is Patriots Bills. There's no way you take the Bills.
Now we had this.
You see my
we had this discussion before we got on air. I thought it was in New England. They got to come to Buffalo.
I'm taking New England. Buffalo.
I'm hesitant to take Buffalo because they made me look bad because I said they was going to go through the AFC, but I think they get back on track. They got them coming into Buffalo. They're going to be going nuts.
I'm not convinced. I think the New England came back, took over the top spot in the NFC. I meant the AFC East.
Listen,
I don't think they're letting that. I don't think
want
they're
to
letting
take
it
the
go.
Patriots, but coming into Buffalo on a Monday night, no. He a rookie. You got this is when he had a
that's
rookie
fair.
moment. He ain't had one yet.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I hung it up on Buffalo when they
blow this one. They going in the bin with the Steelers for me. Not as bad. They not as bad as the Steelers, but I'm done picking them after they lose this one.
I'm just Josh Allen. He just don't. I'm not gonna lie. Last year, after seeing his, how he performed last year, I fed into the hype. But this year I'm watching him, and it's just. It reminds me of his first 2 seasons, and it's like
that's fair.
I'm not convinced with him.
All right, well, we disagreed on 2, so we're gonna find out what's what.
I'm telling you guys, all the bettors, run with Naquan because Darnell ain't reliable.
This coming from the guy that I'm not gonna be petty.
All right, we're gonna get into a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're gonna get into our NBA news.
Your true friends are the people in your life that totally get your inside jokes, your unique style, most important, what you want to eat. Taco Bell knows that when you get together with your real friends, it doesn't matter what you're doing, but hey, it might as well be something that everybody can get into. Like the Taco and Burrito Cravings Pack with 4 crunchy tacos and 4 beefy 5-layer burritos. So even if you're all sitting around doing absolutely nothing, you'll still have a good time. It's Taco Bell's Taco and Burrito Cravings Pack. Get it for the friends that get it. For a limited time at participating Taco Bell locations near you.
Night, Sarah.
Night. Drive safe.
Baby.
I love you.
Thank you.
Drive safe.
Okay.
Bye-bye, Mommy.
You guys ready?
Sure you got everything? Drive safe.
We all say it. Chevy can help you do it. With Chevy Safety Assist Standard on the new Equinox and Trailblazer, part of the Chevy family of SUVs. Drive safe.
All right, welcome back. All right, and now we're going to get into our NBA news.
How about them Suns?
Yes. Give me your take. What do you think of the Suns? What is it, a 13 or 14 game winning streak?
I think it's 17.
Just beat the
doors off Golden State.
Golden State had Steph going 4 for 21.
Miles Bridges, most slept on defender in the league.
Yes, I agree. What do you think? Phoenix Suns.
The West is in trouble. They can't nobody really do nothing with them. They got length, they got athleticism. They all young except Chris Paul. They don't need Devin Booker to go get 40, 50 points. So what you gonna do with them? They gonna lock you up and they're gonna score on the other end. Chris Paul's executing at a high level, so you gotta deal with that. They're not gonna struggle in crunch time. They lead the league in crunch time efficiency. So
I agree with every point you made, and I just feel like they after that exit they had last year, not winning the chip.
Hungry.
I feel like they're on a mission. But you mentioned Devin Booker, and I do feel like his injury is going to hurt them.
It's a hamstring. They can win without. They're gonna beat the brakes off Detroit tonight.
I mean, it's Detroit, yeah, but. Yeah, I mean, it's a hamstring. If it's me,
I'm sitting him until he's fully healthy.
Fully healthy. I'm not. I don't care if he's begging to play. If it's not 100%,
I pulled my hamstring before. Let him chill.
Yeah, I'm with you 100% with that. Not only that, because they have. Look at the lead they have in the. I think they're 15-3 or something like that. They got a good lead. They're not.
Well, they might. If they slip a little, Golden State gonna catch them because Golden State.
Yeah, but what I'm referring to is even without Devin Booker for an extended amount of time,
they'll be fine.
They're not going to, for example, they're not going to dip like the Lakers did when they lost LeBron last year. Shut up. I'm talking about last year. I'm talking about last year when we lost. It was an offensive issue, not a defense. Shut
it's
up.
Defensive this year.
We ain't talking about this year. All I'm saying is without Booker, they'll be fine.
Yeah.
You know, me personally, they're in the 1 seed now. I see them slipping to maybe the 3 seed if he's out in extended time.
Yeah, like right now, them and Golden State, they both 18-3.
Who's the 3rd seed?
Utah.
Yeah, see, I'm not worried about
Utah's good in the regular season. They could pass them in the regular season. If they
Who's
got
the 4th seed?
Dallas. That's shocking to me.
Right. Because the Lakers are only the 6th seed, so you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's more of a shocker considering.
Shut up. But the Phoenix Suns, if they don't have Booker for an extended amount of time, like they'll be fine. Long story short, so I would let him rest up. Let Chris. That's the one thing though. You know, who's their go-to, because Booker is their go-to scorer. Who's their go-to scorer while he's out?
Chris Paul can do it for a little bit. Bridges going to have to step up, though. Bridges going to have to score more. He can't just be he's going to be a two-way guy. And Ayton can score, too. Ayton don't get the opportunities that he should because Booker out there, and then you got Chris Paul handling the ball.
That's true.
He's more than a lob threat. He could score off the block.
And this might, with him out, this might free up Ayton because
you almost called him AD.
this will free up Ayton and show what he's worth because you know he's in a contract dispute with the Suns.
Better pay him.
I don't even.
I don't know why.
I don't even understand the dispute here. Like, what else you gonna do? Let him walk?
I mean, smart people would do it, but what do we know?
Yeah, I don't understand how that was even a question. But another team that has been surging is the Bucks. What do you think of them?
The East goes through Milwaukee. Like, it's cute that Brooklyn getting their stuff together and they're top 10 in defense, but
They're the number 1 seed in the East.
right means nothing
Yeah,
to
I
me,
agree.
because I'd be like, what it boils down to, KD don't want no smoke with Giannis now in that block.
Mm-hmm.
So and I don't got Kyrie, so, and I don't trust Harden in the playoffs, so.
Well, that was my thing. Well, Phoenix, not Phoenix. Milwaukee. I was never really worried about them. They just came off a NBA championship, so you know they're gonna come into the season feeling themselves. And then as they're coming into the season, they had a couple injuries. You had injuries to DiVincenzo and Lopez. You know, they had their own set of
And
injuries.
he might be done for the year. He had back surgery today.
Oh, did he? Oh, okay.
Might be. I don't know if it's
But,
normally you get surgery and back.
I think they're starting to catch their stride. I think they'll be fine. The only thing I do worry about is I think that PJ Tucker subtraction is. I think that's gonna hurt them.
I don't think it's gonna hurt him as much as you think, because collectively as a team, that's a lot of length and size.
No, that's
to
fair.
score
That's fair.
over, so
He did a good job on Durant. I know the numbers might not, but Durant had to work for all the. You know what I mean?
you right, but I wouldn't mind putting Giannis on Durant. I wouldn't.
I'm sure. I'm sure Giannis would be fine on Durant. It's just if you have Giannis, handling Durant the whole game, what's he giving you on offense?
I think he can get whatever he wants on offense. I don't think there's nobody on the Nets that can deal with him.
I agree with that, but at the same time, we didn't see that because you had PJ Tucker on Kevin Durant, so he's resting on defense. You know what I'm saying? So that changes if he got to go against Durant and then on the other end try to get 30.
I hear what you're saying. I think that matchup would wear KD out more because
down low.
Giannis physical. He's just more physical than KD.
Yeah, but chasing KD around screens and you know what I mean?
I hear you, but you really gonna want to run after screens after he just bulldozed you and dunked on you? That takes a beating on you too, because you got to do 7 games of that.
Yeah, but
that's gonna wear out KD scoring because he got a guard. He can't rest.
I don't think they're gonna put KD on Giannis. They're gonna probably put Aldridge or Griffin. They're not gonna put.
If they put Aldridge on,
yeah, of course,
it's over.
Of course, but what I'm saying is
KD any better.
What I'm saying is I don't feel like because he didn't check him this past series.
I mean, he guarded him a little bit. He didn't guard him a lot.
Exactly, and I think it's going to be more the same of that. So you gotta energize KD on the offensive end, who's getting his break on defense, compared to Giannis, who's not getting his break on defense.
Well, the thing with that matchup, I feel like Brooklyn, they can't go small against Milwaukee because you go small, that means Giannis at the 5, KD's at the 4 or the 5, whatever. He's got to guard somebody in the post. Like, they don't really got no stretch forward.
What I'm saying is I watched that series, and Brooklyn strategized to not put KD on Giannis.
But there was times where he was on. I'm just
but that's on
a baby.
Yeah, but that's on switches and stuff. You have to what I'm saying is Giannis without Tucker being there. It's not Giannis starting on somebody else and then getting switched on the KD.
You could put Middleton on him.
He shoot right over Middleton. I mean, they probably will. They probably would do that. I think
it was mostly Tucker, but Durant and Middleton both had time with him.
Middleton did share some time on him, but I remember he gave it to Middleton. From what I remember, he shot right over him.
I mean, he could shoot over a lot of people. I remember Giannis blocked him a couple times.
Yeah, but PJ brings the physical element to it. Like
Giannis could be physical with him.
Yeah, yes.
But not without getting fouled. He might get fouled.
No. I'm not saying Giannis can't. I think Giannis can defend KD.
I think him and Ben are the only two that's
I think Giannis can bother KD. It's just I think with Giannis having to do that, I think it takes away from his offense. I don't think he's going to be looking to drive it as much as he is. I think he's going to be looking to settle because
that's the difference. He don't got to drive it. He could post up. What big they got that's going to give him problems?
Oh, yeah.
He could like, all right, here, hold the ball. I'm gonna go post up.
Post up, yeah. Well, it remains to be seen.
He was making Blake and DeAndre look foolish last year.
Yeah, so that's definitely fair. That's definitely fair. Okay, so we gotta. It's the NBA. We gotta talk about the Sixers. What do you think they should do?
Tear it down.
I said that to begin with.
Tear it down. Trade Simmons and Embiid.
I wouldn't see me. I was saying trade Embiid even before the Simmons stuff started happening because he's never available. He's always hurt. Has he ever had a healthy year yet? No.
Simmons or Embiid?
Embiid.
No.
He hasn't had it. Embiid. Simmons definitely has.
I remember it was a couple years ago. He missed a game because he basically had diarrhea. He had his stomach. I was like, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah, and I like I told you, we've had this conversation on air. That was Ben Simmons' issue. Is like, you guys are throwing me under the bus, but I'm the one that's always here. I'm the one that's always available. When Embiid's taking his 10 games off here, 15 games off here, I'm the one that's holding the ship down.
I mean, that's fair. But offensively, you just couldn't trust Simmons because he didn't. So he don't always have the.
You're absolutely right. That's why I trade Embiid, because Simmons could be the big man, and he can run the offense as a floor general. You trade Embiid for a wing scorer.
No, I hear you. I just feel
and surround him with shooters and defense.
Like it's too late. He don't mess with Doc because Doc threw him under the bus publicly right after that game, and I really don't think he want to be in Philly no more. He wants out. Like that's why I just say tear it down, get as much as you can.
You don't think if they trade Embiid, and build around? I don't know.
So you want me to come back and play for the guy that threw me under the bus and then backed over it? Like he ran me over, threw me under the bus, and then backed up.
No. He didn't back over it. Embiid backed over it.
Okay.
He threw him under the bus, and Embiid came through with the, you know what I'm saying, and he backed over him. But it's a coach. I think that can be rekindled. It's Doc. I think that can be rekindled. Especially if they trade Simmons.
You really want to trust the coach that blew the most 3-1 leads in NBA history with your career, where you don't want to be at already?
All right, that's fair. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, that's fair. I'm just saying, if I was the Sixers, even before this Ben Simmons drama, before the playoffs started, I was saying I'd trade Embiid before I trade Simmons.
I said this years ago. You trade Embiid because remember we was watching the Nets Philly playoff series because Jared Dudley called him out. They put 4 shooters around him. He did any and everything he wanted.
Right,
but I don't trust him to do that if he's like that's his thing full time. I don't trust it. I just be like, okay, are you always gonna have this motor, or are you just doing this because Jared Dudley said something?
That's fair, because I have that issue with AD. Like, you got to call AD out before his motor gets going. So that's
y'all play tonight?
Tomorrow we got the Clippers.
Y'all should. If AD plays like he's supposed to,
and that's the fact that you have to say that.
Because they ain't got no front line. All right, Zubac, but you could foul Zubac out.
I like Zubac.
I do too, but he can't. He's not AD.
Yeah, no.
But AD sometimes don't want to be AD, so.
All right, so before we get out of here, we got to bring up Michael Porter Jr. and Bam Adebayo. Those are very key players. Very key injuries.
The Nuggets, I feel like, can get by because I think this is going to let Will Barton just ball. I think, hear me out.
What?
They got him and Gary Harris. Gary Harris can score too. Because let's be honest, Porter wasn't giving you nothing defensively.
No, absolutely not.
So you just got to make up the scoring. That's why it's like it's not as big. It's a big loss, but not as big as you think because you got have 2 or 3 guys collectively filling for what he did.
See, and I feel the exact opposite. I feel that way about Miami with Bam Adebayo.
Oh, no. They're in more trouble than Denver.
How?
Defensively, Bam did a lot.
I think they're fine defensively. That's their identity. Is the grit and like they're like the Memphis Grizzlies of the East. I think the league is not a big league no more.
He's not a typical big. That's what I'm saying.
I think
he could put the ball on the floor. He could.
You're talking about offensive stuff. You just mentioned defense. I think they'll be fine.
You ain't
defensively.
let me finish. He could put the ball on the floor. He got a little mid range. He covers a lot of. He's their shot blocker. Like they don't got another shot blocker.
I think they'll be fine
and
because
he could switch on to everything.
Yeah, so they'll run into issues, but they'll be fine. They'll figure it out. Like Bam, like they have a great team around Bam. Like I think Denver's gonna struggle. You have no Jamal Murray, and now you have your second leader scorer down. Like it's literally Jokic all by himself.
Right, but if you put Jokic in the post, he command double teams that creates opportunities for everything else. They can make up for that.
And that's if they're hitting their jump shots.
You got to double Jokic though.
But they're a jump shooting team. Nobody's getting to the rim.
You don't think they can hit shots?
They're good shooters, but they can also miss shots too.
And Barton is a scorer. He's not just a shooter.
Barton, he's a shooter. He ain't no scorer to me.
In a couple weeks, when Barton go off, I don't want to hear nothing.
Yeah, but we can't defend right now. We're not defending right now.
I'm talking about Barton. I ain't talking about the Lakers.
I thought you meant because we played him in a couple weeks. I thought that's what you was talking about.
Barton might get 30, but
he ain't getting no 30 on us. I promise you that. He ain't getting 30 on us.
All right. Okay.
Jokic might get 30 on us. He is definitely not getting 30.
Oh, y'all gonna have to triple Jokic.
No, the Dwight Howard put Jokic in his place.
Do it now.
He just did it in the playoffs.
Do it now.
He'll do it. He
older. He 2 years older now.
Nah, we ain't worried about nothing. The White just balled last night.
He did.
Not last night, the night before.
Oh, y'all whole roster on the AARP club, man. Like y'all can't do that night in, night out.
We can't. But that's the thing.
And remember, it's the Kings.
No, that's fair too. But that's the thing with our team. We don't need to do it night in and night out. As long as we get to the playoffs, it's not night in and night out in the playoffs. You get your recovery. You get one game, your recovery. I'm gonna tell you why. And you facing the same team.
I'm gonna tell you why this does matter during the season because you keep you're gonna end up with a 7 or 8 seed. You gotta deal with Phoenix or Golden State in the first.
No,
round. So it matters.
But my thing, it doesn't matter because regardless of what seed we are, if Phoenix and Golden State are them dudes, which I think they are, we're going to have to go through one of them anyway. So whether it's the first round or the conference finals,
quick question:
we gonna be ready.
So are you saying y'all gonna beat them in the series, either one of those teams? And before you answer, Clay does come back, and Phoenix already has the confidence from beating y'all last year.
I'm not. Phoenix know good damn and well if AD was not there.
I don't think they know.
They do know that. They do. They talk they mess like they don't know, but everybody saw we went back to LA.
Y'all played Phoenix yet this year?
I'm sorry?
Y'all played Phoenix yet this year?
Yes. First or second game of the season. They cooked us. But
I didn't know y'all played them already.
But we ain't worried about that. We have to build. We got a new team. They have their whole team back from last year. And, they got the continuity. We got to find it. We'll be good. Talk to me in April when it's time for the playoffs. And, you'll see the difference.
Okay.
Whatever, man. We're going to leave it there. We're going to get out of here. We'll be back next week. It's been great. We're happy for all the support, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Family Affair.